Hello children, welcome to the geography class. So today I'm going to start the new chapter, that is chapter number 4, Earth's structure. In this chapter you will be learning the structure of the Earth, 3 concentric layers, namely core, mantle and crust, and its meaning, extent and their composition. So let's get started. Before we study the structure of the Earth in detail, we should know how do we get the information about Earth's interior. Children, we get information about Earth's interior through 2 sources, that is, direct source of information and indirect source of information. Well, our knowledge about the structure and the interior of the Earth from direct observation is limited. The thickness of the Earth is about 60 km. Out of 60 km, human beings can reach only 12.3 km. This is quite insignificant when compared to the mean radius of the Earth, which is about 6,378 km. The deepest man-made hole in the Earth is located at Kola Super Deep Borehole, Russia. Now, the structure is completely destroyed and secured properly. Thus, we have to depend upon indirect source of information, such as temperature inside the Earth, pressure inside the Earth, density of different layers of the Earth, and behavior of earthquake waves. Temperature inside the Earth. Hot springs and volcanic eruption provide evidence of very high temperature inside the Earth. It is a known fact that as we go down from the surface of the Earth to the interior of the Earth, the temperature increases at an average rate of about 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters of descent. At this rate, the temperature near the center of the Earth would be very high. That means temperature at the center or the core of the Earth can be calculated to be more than 4,000 degrees Celsius. Next is pressure. The pressure exerted by the weight inside the Earth has also been used to determine the composition and structure of the Earth's interior. The interior of the Earth is under a tremendous pressure from the outer layers. It does not permit the rocks in the interior of the Earth to reach the liquid state. The area around the center of the Earth has probably acquired the properties of a solid due to the enormous pressure from the outside layer. Next is densities of Earth's layers. The Earth is not composed of a uniform material. The materials of the inner layers are heavier than that of the outer layers. The density of rocks increases slowly towards the center of the Earth because the areas around the center of the Earth has heavy metals like nickel and iron. Thus, the Earth has a layered structure with varying density of materials. Next is behavior of earthquake waves. It provides accurate information about Earth's structure. The graphic recording of earthquake waves by a seismograph shows that there are 2 types of waves, and they are P wave, that means primary wave, and S wave, that means secondary wave. The primary and secondary waves can penetrate deep into the Earth. In respect of earthquake waves, only primary waves reach the surface of the Earth. The S waves do not pass beyond this layer. Actually, the S waves cannot pass through liquids. On the basis of the study of earthquake waves, varying density, and other physical and chemical properties of the rocks, the Earth can be divided into 3 concentric layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. This arrangement can be compared to an onion or an egg with its layers, one inside the other. The outer layer of the Earth's crust is called as lithosphere. The part of Earth immersed under the oceans and the sea is called as hydrosphere. blanket of gases is called as atmosphere, and narrow zone of contact between land, water and air is called as biosphere. Now let's learn about the chemical composition of Earth. The lithosphere, or the outermost crust of the Earth, is the thinnest layer. The thickness of the crust is around 60 km. It is made up of rocks with large content of silicates, feldspar, mica, etc. Now, the lithosphere can be divided into two broad divisions, that is the Sial and Sima. The Sial appears to float above Sima because it has less density. Sial layer forms the continent. The name Sial is taken from silica and aluminium. Similarly, Sima makes up the ocean floor or crust. It lies below Sial, that is continental crust. Sima is named after silica and magnesium. Now the core of the Earth is called as Nephi, and it is made up of nickel and iron. Now let's see the internal composition of Earth. Based on the above chemical composition, the Earth's interior is divided into three layers, that is crust, mantle, outer core and inner core.